Stay tuned to learn about the importance of performance reviews and how you should be utilizing them in your business.
Welcome to Hire Breakthrough, a podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs like you take the breakdown out of their hiring breakthrough. If you're a founder who is ready to take back control and build your A-team without the overwhelm, you are in the right place. Your host, Kimon Napier, is a hiring strategist, speaker, consultant, and CEO of Hire Breakthrough. We're on a mission to help founders like you connect with the right talent to scale higher. Your time is way too valuable to stay stuck, and we want to show you how to stop chasing unicorns, take an intentional approach to your talent strategy, so you can make your next right hire. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Hire Breakthrough podcast. My name is Kimon Napier, aka The Hiring Strategist, and today I want to talk about the importance of performance interviews and why you should be doing them in your business. So you would be surprised that oftentimes and not, and I'm ashamed to admit this, a lot of business owners and founders, they are not having regular performance reviews in their company. They're not having them with their employees. And this is a big, major mistake. Performance reviews are like a two-way street between you and the employee. This is the way that you both are going to be able to provide feedback to each other. Now, statistics say that 30% of companies are more likely to reach their financial targets and 3 more times likely to exceed their financial target when they utilize performance reviews. I don't know about you, but that statistic alone would have me running to complete a performance review, particularly if I haven't done so in a long time. So the purpose and the value of performance reviews are for you to deliver fair and actionable assessments to your direct reports. So this can be used for increasing your engagement. This is a way to provide recognition and to encourage your employees. And you also want to create a path for employee growth. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples for you.
If you haven't checked out the Hire Breakthrough Calculator yet, what are you waiting for? The Hire Breakthrough Calculator is a simplified tool allowing you to calculate the budget for your next hire minus the hassle. If you find yourself saying, I can't afford to hire, or need to create your hiring budget, this is the tool for you. Go to hirebreakthrough.com/calculator and check it out right now.
So the first thing is that when you have performance reviews, you want to have them from the start. So imagine that you just hire somebody. In your onboarding process, you want to make it clear to this person, this is when we'll be meeting, this is when we'll be checking in, because you want it to be known that this is an open chain of communication between you and your direct report. So for founders like you, if you have your managers, your directors, or people who are reporting directly to you, you want to make sure that you know that it's an open street for them to give you feedback about the role that they just signed up for. Are there any issues that's happening? Are there any opportunities for growth? That's also the beauty of performance reviews. It's a way for them to give you insight into the things that they are doing because they're doing the work that you're not doing. So this is the reason why performance reviews are crucial in the workforce. Now, what I also wanted to share is that performance reviews, when it's done well, your employees will see the benefits of that. So stay tuned as I go into 3 ways that you can help your employees understand the value of performance reviews. So the first thing is that you need to clearly communicate the benefits to your employees. So if you're not having regular performance reviews, you're not having check-ins with this person, then the lines of communication between you and that person is unclear. And you need it to be clear because it's vital for your employees to buy in to you and to your mission and to your company. Now, oftentimes people are skipping this step, and this is where there's a lack of trust between you and this person, so this employee, the lines of communications are very blurred. So they don't know that they're maybe failing in something. They don't know when they're succeeding in something. And it's just really a hot mess. So you want to clearly communicate those benefits because you want your employees to be motivated. You want them to be confident and you want them to be enthusiastic about their role. If they're doing well, tell them they're doing well. And if they're doing not so well, before you sit there for 2 to 3 months and you're thinking to yourself, this is not going well, say something and have a conversation. Because the worst thing that you can do is sit there and feel like somebody is not succeeding in their job and they don't know about it. Give your employees the opportunity to make changes. So oftentimes than not, people are sitting there harping about something that's being done and they're not happy about it, but they're not being vocal. Particularly founders, managers, directors, and so forth. They're not being vocal. So while honest feedback is important for any performance reviews, you have to emphasize the benefits to the employee or the person that you're talking to because they want us to understand how the conversations are well worth their time. The second thing is that you want to give your employees and your direct reports time to give you feedback as well. So the reason that I'm saying this is that sometimes what might happen is somebody might start in a role, they might shift into the role, and what might end up happening is that the role is unclear, particularly if you hired for this role or you threw this role together without really being intentional in the hiring process, without being fully clear about the role itself. There could be things that this person is doing that are not part of the role that you may have no idea about, particularly if it's not a role that you were doing and you're replacing a person or it's just a brand new role. So you want to think about that in the grand scheme of things. They need to be able to provide this feedback to you so you understand some of the challenges that they're having, some of the successes that they're seeing. They may even see an opportunity of growth for you in your own business, but you will never know about it unless you have an open chain of communication. So it's going to help your employees to see that you value their feedback. You see them as a human being. You see them as a benefit to your business and to your company. This should be a really candid and productive check-in. What it shouldn't feel like is this person is about to go to jail, or it shouldn't feel like this person's heart is about to drop into their chest to meet with you. So these are the things that I want you to really think about when it comes to having the performance reviews. Now, the third thing is that you need to demonstrate to them that performance reviews can actually lead to real change. I think what happens is that often in these really large companies, performance reviews can often be like a checklist. So it could often be like checking a box. So if your employees don't believe that the performance reviews is going to lead to any type of change for them individually in their role for the organization, then what it's going to cause is them to have a really pessimistic outlook and attitude about the performance review. It might even cause the same for you as the founder, because if you're just communicating that this is just a mandatory thing to do, but nothing is actionable, then it really makes people feel like it was a waste of their time. They'll feel cheated for the time. So you need to be able to make your performance reviews really actionable. What is the purpose of the performance review? Now, everything that you discuss in this review, how are you going to take it and make it actionable? Who is going to do that? Is it that you're going to put some of the actionable task into your project management tool and delegate it out? Does it mean that you're going to have a conversation with your managers to make sure that things are changing for the better? So the next time that you check in with this employee, things are going to be improved. So you want to encourage your employees to really use these performance reviews to really discuss what's on their minds. They should be able to show up as their authentic selves. Now, I'm not saying that, you and them are going to be best friends. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you're respecting the employee, they are respecting you, And in the grand scheme of things, you guys can sit down and have an honest and open conversation because they need to understand what you're working on too. That's another thing. Sometimes employees think that founders or business owners are just sitting, on vacation all day and not working. This is a place for you to be open about the things that you're doing to make the company better, to promote growth and change. And it's also the time where the employee can grow to fulfill their own goals and serve the company at best. So then the next thing that I want to talk about is you can use these performance reviews to create a culture of recognition in your company. I cannot stress how important and crucial this is because I think more often than not, sometimes as founders, we forget to provide positive feedback and recognition. So you don't only want to be talking to your employees when things are going wrong, everything is hitting the fan. You want to be able to give them recognition for the hard work that they're doing. So if you have the type of business and you're doing, product and program launches, when your team is out here working really hard in order to make sure that the company is hitting the goals, you should be able to have a regular scheduled conversation with your team and provide some type of recognition. Of course, this can be done in team meetings, but it also should be done in a one-to-one format so your employees know that you see them. So to create a culture that, has and values positive feedback and recognition, it has to be a constant priority in your business before the performance reviews, during the performance reviews, and after, because you want this to be the norm. You don't want your employees to have anxiety about meeting with you. So you don't want to just have these performance reviews or any type of review when something is wrong. Sometimes you want to have it to really provide them some recognition about the hard work that they're doing. Like I said before, you're showing that you see them, that you see the work that they're doing, and you're able to tie their hard work into your long-term business mission and vision. Again, I'll say this, you'll promote the most change in your business when you're able to tie your culture and your values back to your team and your actions. So I want you to always remember that your feedback and your positive recognition is a place that you're going to exercise some level of comfort between you and your employees. So these are just great suggestions to get you started in utilizing performance reviews. If you've been using them for quite some time and they've just been feeling like, a to-do, really just a task that you have to do, I urge you to listen to all of the tips that I shared today and really think about a reframe for the way that you're doing performance reviews, because it doesn't need to be something that you as the founder is dreading. It doesn't need to be something that your employees are dreading, but what it could be is a way for both parties to provide positive feedback, sometimes negative feedback, and how can we be actionable moving forward to ensure that the negative turns into a positive. So this is how you create a culture that values performance reviews. And this is the way that you are heightening and utilizing the importance of performance reviews in your business for the long term. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Before you go, please make sure you go below and rate and review this episode because we'd love to hear your feedback. And of course, stay tuned for the next episode.
If you've been searching for diverse, qualified talent, but your search has been taking weeks or even months, you're probably wondering if there's a better way. You're looking for a rock star candidate to match the job description that took you forever to write. Well, there is a better way. It's called Hire Synergy, and it can cut the time it takes you to find and hire new team members in half. So, if you've had difficulty matching your open position with the ideal person, you'll want to check out Hire Synergy. It's a game changer. Visit hirebreakthrough.com/synergy to start finding qualified, ideal candidates within 48 hours.
This podcast is produced, engineered, and edited by CEO Rising Creative and Great Born Studios.